Before I get started, I'd just like to say I'm sorry I ramble a lot. It just happens.
Hey guys, I'm gonna do a quick video on a Traxxas Nitro Slash. Little video of what to expect out of it, personal upgrades that I did, performance orientated, and just drivability. So the Traxxas Nitro Slash on the website comes in at $350. I believe it's one of their cheaper nitro cars they have. Comes in a couple different colors. You could either run the 20 or 30% nitro fuel. Obviously, you got the little different tuning for 30. But out the box, it's relatively tuned decently well for 20%. Now, onto my car. So we'll go over it real quick. So Traxxas body, typical Slash. 3.3 TRX motor, has the easy start. It comes with the wand here and the battery and charger. Now, with the charger, I've had a few issues with the charger. It's either the charger or the battery. I'm not 100% sure quite yet. But it has like a, let's see if I can find it. It's like a 12-volt accessory plug for your car that plugs into the cigarette lighter. I didn't like it, so you had to go buy this AC and DC converter power supply. It's like 25 bucks from your local hobby store or wherever. A little upsetting you have to do that, but it is what it is. So let me just go over the first thing that I ended up breaking, and I still have one on it. I got a few extras laying around. It is the Traxxas 2055 motor, or servo, sorry, that's on these. They're not bad servos. They're not super strong. I mean, they're cheap. I think they're 20 bucks or something new at any hobby store. They're not waterproof, so if they get water in them, you're kind of out of luck. That's just how it is with them. So the first thing I believe I did with mine was I ended up getting the 2075X. It's a Metal Gear ball bearing waterproof servo. I mainly did it for the front. I was going to do it for the rear, and then it went on to another project I have sitting out here. We'll get to that in another video. So still all stock gearing. I believe it's a 20 and a 72 tooth. Yes, 72 tooth spur, and I believe a 20. I'm not 100% what they are, stock. I'm running 30% nitro in it. Right now, it's currently not running. I think it's time for a new motor. I beat this thing to, all hell. But let's just go over, a few little upgrades I've done, and I have some part numbers pulled up on different tabs, so we'll kind of show off. So this was kind of an add-on. It's a rear bumper. I got a few RC cars from work. A couple ended up being junk. So I believe this is like a ECX or EXC Torment bumper with the mud flaps. I just bolted it on. I wanted the mud flap on here to help with spray and everything. Little add-on. So another thing real fast, these nitro cars, 90% of them, from my knowledge, besides like the Revos, use 4 AA's down in there. And I know typically you'll be like, oh, most people may think just run the Duracell like power boost. Honestly, I've had bad luck with the power boost. These things tend to run them through pretty quick. The Energizer batteries are not bad. I've had good luck with the Rayovac brand from like Walmart. I think you get 36 of them for like 20 bucks. So, and then another thing that I have done is with the stock axles that are in these, they're your typical Slash axles. I believe I have one sitting around in here. Well, here's half of one. Typical Slash axle, right? Plastic. They loosen up over time. I believe this one's still new. Not a bad axle at the end of the day. But I ended up putting a locker in this for like a electric Slash whatever. and it blows plastic axles. So if you end up doing a locker, I suggest getting the metal Traxxas axles. Yes, they're a little expensive. I'm sure you could find a different route for off Amazon or Integy, whoever. Maybe RPM. I'm not 100% sure if they have anything like that. I haven't looked. So since we're on drive line, so it's got a locker, it's got the metal axle shafts, and from there, I guess we'll go to tires. Stock slash tires, they suck. Let's be honest. And with these only being rear wheel drive, the thing just spins all the time. Like these, they're more of like a, I don't know, typical short course race tire, I would say, compared to like your stock Traxxas tire. Not a whole lot of meat on these. They don't last all that great. These were on the fronts, still usable for fronts, but for the rears, I would always suggest getting something different, a little meatier. I ran like Arma Sentin tires on it. Worked great. You do have to get the Arma wheel hexes for them. They do fit. You got to do like a little bit of modifying. You got to open the center board on it. I believe I have a set right here. They're metal. It comes with a little grub screw in there to keep it all in place. The stock Traxxas pin does work with it. It is a little bit short, but not a big deal. With nitros, always keep extra glow plugs, extra filters. We'll get to this filter in a second because it's not the stock one. So, since we're on wheels, these ones specifically are Proline calibers. They're great tires. Sticky. Doesn't have a problem with traction anymore. The fronts, another, I think, these are a no-name tire. They were on these tires were on a car I got from work. Same place where the, some of these servos came from, and these links right here, they came off another car. They're not great links. They got a little swap in it, but I ended up breaking one, so I just threw a few on here, see how they last. So yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could do a set of links. I think they're for a whole kit for a slash. I want to say they're 20, 30 bucks, something like that. Not a bad deal if you go through the Traxxas route, or you could go, like I said, through Integy or whatever. They have a whole kit on these nitro slashes. Speaking of Integy, these are, I believe, Slash or Rustler shocks. I'm not 100% sure. I have 47.5 weight oil in front and rear. I have not had any issues with them so far. I do have, these are these soft springs. My kit came with like a few different spring rates. These black ones are the medium. These orange ones are the stiff. And red ones are the softest out of the three. So I'm just running these for right now. Have not had any issues with them. They're kind of like the Traxxas GTR titanium, like nitride coated gold ones. No problems with those. Fully adjustable, all aluminum. Nice shocks. And then under the shocks, I have RPM Traxxas Nitro slash arms. So for the front, I'm sure you could run a typical Nitro or typical slash A arm. I believe these for the Nitro slash are just a little bit different. I'm not completely sure, but personally, I know RPM is a very good brand. They haven't, most of the time, once you go RPM, you don't start breaking a whole lot of their stuff. But I've only had these on for a short amount of time. Same with the rear. These are specific to Nitro slash. There's a little bit of differences in them. But like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time of runtime with these A-arms on here. And I also did end up doing, at work, I found we had a Nitro slash bulkhead as well. So I grabbed that since I seen it. Now, the slash stock pipe, not a bad pipe. It's it's a beginner, I'd say it's a beginner nitro car. which is a little funny because it's with it being 2-wheel drive and with the crappy stock slash tires, it's a little uncontrollable. Not a huge deal. Like I said, get some new tires, it'll be fine. You don't have to run the lock diff. You could get it open or, you know, put some fluid in it, whatever you want to do. So, like I was saying with pipe-wise, the stock pipe, it's not bad, but if you want to go with a little more power, you could get one of the Roar pipes. Now, this is actually from that Revo there, which it's the same thing as I'm going to show you here in a second. It's the mid to high RPM power gain pipe, that like upgrade pipe for the Revo. Same thing, I just ended up having to move a hole over for it since I had it. You know, figured might as well run it. One thing I did notice, I don't know if it's very common with these, but if you land a little funny, you will break the rear bumper. And my hobby store, they don't stock them, so you know, you could order them. I think they're maybe $10. The Easy Start, it's great. Like I said earlier, batteries might be a little finicky sometimes. Not a big deal. You could get the new battery for, I think, $20. I did notice sometimes the motors are a little weak, and the connectors on the back like to kind of wiggle themselves loose over time. So just keep an eye on it. Make sure everything stays clean. I did end up getting a extra motor a little while ago. I had some slippage on the throw bearing, so I ended up getting a new throw bearing and a new motor just to be safe. Now, onto this filter. I believe it's... I can't remember exactly what it's for. I have it pulled up on there just so you can get a part number. But the stock filter is, I believe... It's not exactly this one, but this one actually came from that Revo. Same kind of deal with this, where it sits out, and with these tires, since like in the body there's no like inside mud guards or anything typical slash body, it sprays stuff all over this filter, always getting dirty. You drive through any water, it's going to get water on the filter, and then it's going to bog down. It causes headaches, everything. So I ended up going with this route. It's more of a race filter. Comes with a couple, you know, a straight adapter or this curved adapter to help clear the spur here. I have not had any issues with this. You could buy the filter. You could get the replacement air filters for it. 5261 if you're interested. They're typically around $7 for 3. And these are the stock filters. This is 5262. $11 for 3. I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna save a little money on filters if you end up going with this specific filter. But besides that, I do have a RPM front bumper. It's the same as any 2-wheel drive slash front bumper from what I could see. I just have not put it on yet. I haven't had an issue with these. And you may be wondering what these plugs are for. I have got a light bar on the body. Since we're at the body, talk a little bit about this. So slash bodies, they're kind of flimsy. They're not great. They crack in here all the time. I mean, yeah. I mean, this one's been beat. I mean, you can see my finger through right there. Yes, you could wrap it up in duct tape underneath, do whatever you need to. But eventually I plan on getting a different body for it. So I have not. I did end up putting like the clip straps on it just to keep from losing the clips. It's personal preference on those. So I did the light bar. I ended up cutting, this hole used to end probably around here. Little window for a little air to go through. I opened it up just to let a little more air in. And I believe I may have opened up, no, these are stock. I did open up here just because on mine, personally, it didn't fit exactly right. It was kind of little too close. You had to kind of finagle it into the hole to get the starter, and not a big deal. I just ended up opening it a little bit. So that's my Slash. Like I said, currently it's not running. I think I need to pull the top in and just check gaskets. But here it is on Traxxas website. Claims up to 50. This motor actually has quite a bit of stuff done to it. I've gone through it. It's been ported a little bit. You know, little things. I got it somewhere on GPS in my phone somewhere. I have it claimed doing like 75 on 30% nitro with the pipe and, you know, grippy tires. It'll do it. You just got to, you know, put the work in. So it's a 110 scale, claims 50 mile an hour, and nitro, starter and battery included, besides the double A's for the car and the remote, which is right up top. So I ended up putting the link module in, and I got the phone mount. Haven't really messed with it. I just put those in a few days ago. Don't need it really, but it's helpful. This also does have the TSM for the stability management. So let me just give you the part numbers on what I have done. So here is the air filter housing. Comes with the insert a straight base and an angle base. For this you will need the angle. I guess it's not really for a car. It's $12. And let me see what the part number is. My computer's been a little bit slow the past few days. Don't know what's going on. Part number is 5260 for the angled filter. Oh, okay. So it comes on the Nitro, Rustler, and T-Max, supposedly. Next one, we'll get to that in a second. I don't really want to do that. Alright, hold on. Servo, the 2075X digital high torque metal gear ball bearing waterproof servo. They're about $50 on the website. That is 2075X on the part number. I don't mind them for the Slash. Anything heavier than this, I personally would go with something a little different. It's not super torquey. Like on that, I actually just put the other one I had for this into there, and honestly, for that being as heavy as it is, it does okay. It's a little weak on like carpet, but not too bad. This is a Red Cat Everest 10. It's broken right now. And broke the axle shafts in it. And I actually run these Amazon like 30, 35, whatever kg servos. They're waterproof. I haven't had any issue with it. Anyway, back to the Slash. So the tuned pipe, this is for the Slash, for the mid to high RPM power. They have a low to mid high RPM. It's really personal preference on this one. The part number is, I have it written down, it is 5485 on that. Great pipes. They sound good. A little bit louder than the stock plastic pipe. And you got to do just a little bit of tweaking on it. Not too bad. Now the drive shafts. They are the metal steel spline constant velocity CVT cell. They're $70. They're not cheap. Like I said, you could probably find a different version or brand, kind of like Integy or something off of Amazon, whatever. Here they are. They come with the screws. They're a nice drive shaft. They're quality. That is part number 6852R. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, any Slash it'll fit. They'll fit the Rustler. They fit all sorts of stuff. I mean, pretty much. Why the hell? All right. Get to those. I mean, these things fit pretty much everything. Anything Slash size, they'll fit. Rustler, Haas, a lot of it. Since it keeps going to the Integy page, we will go there. So that was from Traxxas. You could do what you want with that. This is Integy. This isn't the exact same shock set I have. You could do a little bit of looking around, but the 4-wheel drive slash shocks work. That's what these are for, technically. They're around about 80. These ones are a little different. Mine were a little on the cheaper side. I think they were like 40 bucks. Came with extra springs. And somewhere in one of these bins, yeah, it's got like the valves for inside the shocks. It's a good little kit. They're about 70 bucks for the piggyback style. These ones are about 40. You'd have to do a little looking around. I don't remember the exact part number. And then we will go to the RPM side of stuff. So rear arms for the Slash. I got mine in blue. It's just what we had at my work, so I just grabbed them. It's our part number 73652. I believe, so these rear arms are Nitro Slash only. The electric Slash will not work. And the other part numbers for offset compensating A-arms for the Slash 2-wheel drive and Nitro Slash. They're 11 bucks for the pair. And part number 70552. Once again, they don't have them right now, but you could get them in blue, whichever color. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the electric Slash front A-arms work. And then this is the bulkhead. I know this one does fit most electric and Nitro 2-wheel drive vehicles. It is 73752. Let's see. Yeah, so you can get black, blue, red, and green. Typical colors. Mine's blue. It's just what we had at work. Not a big deal. So yes, that is my Nitro Slash. What I have done with it, like I said, first thing I would do, new tires, 100%. Just have fun with it. Put decent batteries in it. Make sure your servos where you need it to be. Personally, I like a little bit of brake drag on off throttle, so if it ends up running away, it's not going to do too great. The remote does have a feature where if it senses this as too low, it'll return all the servos to a neutral position, and that helps. Other than that, I appreciate you watching. Take it for what you want. This is what I've done with mine. It's what it has worked. I'll see you later.